Nick Everest Customs. Today we're going to show you how to set up the front end height and also the rear end height on your rubber bike. So this is with it set all the way out in its adjustable position. You can see there's a little bit of rock here. So what we normally do is you take your two, well, 4 screws should I say, 2 on each side. So you're going to loosen off these two on the other side, and you're going to adjust it so you can remove pretty much all the play so it's not rocking at all. So let's adjust it. Okay, so now for the adjustment, we sort of just eyeball it. Essentially you want the wheels to be touching the ground, but you want to ensure that your front wheel is still touching the ground as well, not in the air. So once you've loosened it all off, you sort of just got to, easiest way of doing it is sort of push it down to ensure that the front wheel's holding, and just give it, you don't need a lot of pressure, just enough to hold it in place, and then sort of just nip the two up on one side. Okay, so we got them both tightened up now. As you can see, there's no play at all. The front wheel was touching the ground still. You sort of see by pushing it, and it's, so what we found on the rubber bikes, the rear wheel expands. So as soon as the wheel expands, it's actually, might be a little bit hard to see. We sort of rock it, you can see that's lifting the back wheels up. So without them touching the ground, any little play here is multiplied quite a lot as soon as the tyre expands. So that's the front end done. Let's get on to the rear. Okay, so for the rear end, it's almost pretty much the same sort of scenario. So you're going to loosen off your adjustment screws here. Alright, so from now you sort of want to, essentially it's the same as the front. You want your wheels to be touching the ground, but you don't want your tyre off the ground. So what this is doing is making sure the bike is as stable as it can be off the launch. As soon as it picks up momentum, it sort of takes over, and you're not having to worry about it falling over until you start braking at the other end. But that's another story altogether. So once you got that done, you're going to nip your 4 screws back up, and you've got your ride height set front and rear, and it should be nice and stable off the line.